And I said I saw that the one arm's been repaired. Looks like it snapped off. Well, after closer inspection, these are going in the garbage. Hello and welcome to M Cubed. I am Brian, the Motley Mix Merchant. Thank you very much for dropping by. I am a Canadian eBay reseller, and I pick up my things at auctions mostly to get my items, and then I clean them up and research them, and I turn around and I resell them on eBay, and a few things here and there on Facebook Marketplace, but mostly eBay, and making a little bit of profit and having a ton of fun with it as well. And that's the main reason I'm doing this right now, is because of all the fun I'm having, because I'm not making a lot of profit lately, although it's been a very good week. Speaking of a good week, I am repping my team colors here. It is not Casual Friday at the Motley Mix Merchant household. It is a big game coming up this weekend for my team, so I thought I'd represent with my Bills shirt here. Southern Ontario loves the Bills, except for the odd person here and there that just doesn't get it. No, I'm just kidding. So how was your week? How was your Black Friday to Cyber Monday week stretch, your weekend? It wasn't bad for me. I saw you 7 days ago, and I have sold 8 items in the 7 days since I saw you last. I had a bit of a sale. I put a 10% off sale on my entire store just for Cyber Monday from, I think it was 11:30 Saturday night until 11:30 Monday night, so Sunday and Monday, and then sold a couple items thanks to the sale. But yeah, not bad. 8 items in 6 days. We'll go through that. 7 days, and we'll go through that in a second. But how was your sales? Leave a comment below. Did you have any kind of boost because of the 4-day weekend and Black Friday and Cyber Monday? And if you did have a lot of sales on Cyber Monday, was it because you put a sale on in your store, whether it was on eBay or Etsy? It's interesting to see how many people have to put sales on because it's the race to the bottom price-wise. And let me know. Let everybody else know too in the comments below. It'd be great to see what you did. All right, so let's go through the 8 items which sold this past weekend, and my notepad has fallen over here, so let me set that up so I'm not reaching and looking down and not understanding where I am. All right, starting off with yesterday, this Royal Sealy gold-plated dessert cutlery set. It was brand new, in a box, still had the plastic sleeves on all the cutlery pieces. Very nice little set. A little bit of damage on one corner of the box, but I fixed it up with some tape and it looked just fine. That one sold for $25 plus another $6 for shipping. That cost me $5 at auction about a month ago. I think it was in its first month still on the eBay store. Maybe just over, but fairly quick. Was not long term in there for sure. So yeah, nice sale on that one. $25 for a $5 Canadian investment. So that's $4 US. So not bad. Up next, a lot of 4 Fire King Peach Luster dessert bowls. They're about 5 inches across. Beautiful, shiny peach luster finish. They cost me a whole $1, part of a box lot from about a couple months ago. And I took $16 on a best offer for those with free shipping. Probably just barely broke even on this one, but again, like to see things moving through the store and get a little cash flow. So I'll reuse a couple bucks of that cash to get something else at the next auction I go to. Up next, you sometimes, if you watch the channel at all or follow my Facebook page at all, you know that sometimes if I really can't recognize something, especially a ceramic vase or something like that, I always ask, is it antique, vintage, or Avon? Well, this next one is definitely Avon because I could tell from the research that's what it was. It was an Avon bubble bath bottle in the shape of a wine decanter, dark burgundy red color. That one sold for $18, and that again, 50 cents was the cost to that in a box with a bunch of other items. That one's been around though for a while, probably 2.5 months in the store, so glad to see that one get off of the shelf. This next one was a quick turnaround, probably 3 weeks since I put it up on eBay. It was the Bernardaud Limoges side plates or salad plates. I got these and 5 dessert bowls for a grand total of $5 at one of the auctions a month ago. And just these side plates sold for $32 US, plus another $10 for shipping. And that's exactly what it cost me, about 13 Canadian, which is about $10 US for shipping. So that's a really good return. $5 investment, $32 return US. That works out to about $40 Canadian. So I like that one. That was a really good sale. Up next, something I've sold a number of. This is, I think, the third or fourth one that I've sold. An unfinished needlepoint stitching. This one had a scroll frame with it, but it was barely even started. There was just a tiny little bit of one of the flowers that had been started by whoever owned it previously. So the person that bought it has got a little bit of work ahead of them to finish off the needlepoint, but sold that for $17 plus $6 for the shipping. Pretty easy to ship too. I just took apart the scroll frame and rolled it all together with some padding and put it in a triangle-shaped envelope, cardboard box. Small little, same kind of thing I would ship a golf club in, and off it went. So yeah, not bad. $17. Again, that one probably cost me $1. I think I've got 3 or 4 of those needle points for $5, but they've been there a while. That one, couple months anyhow. Up next, finally, I got to say finally on this one. It's the Gnomes hardcover book, the first edition English translation of the very famous Gnomes book, Everything You Need to Know About Gnomes. This one probably had, it's been in my store for 4 months now, and it probably had total, over the 4 months, well over 1,000 views. And watchers came and went, and for some reason, nobody was pulling the trigger on hitting the buy button. It was the same price with free shipping as every other hardcover edition of the exact same book on eBay, but for some reason, nobody was taking the plunge. So finally, on Monday, during my Cyber Monday sale, 10% off was enough to convince somebody to go ahead and click the buy button, and it sold for $20.69 with the free shipping included. Cost me $11 maybe to ship it. So for the 25 Canadian that I got for it, cost me $11 to ship it. It cost me another $10 to buy it, and with fees, $2 profit. But you know, it's again cash flow through the PayPal account and something else off the shelf. Good to see that one go finally after about 4 months in the store. This next one was one of the heaviest things I've shipped, other than the big books that I shipped 4 months ago or so. This is an Oneida silverware storage box. Put your flatware in it, one of those beautiful ones, the anti-tarnish finish on the inside with the red velvet. And the red velvet was in pristine condition. I don't think this has ever been used, actually. I think it was just in storage because there was some marking on the outside wood part, just a little bit. But the drawer that came out of the bottom and the red velvet on the inside were in gorgeous, gorgeous condition. Sold that for $27 plus $25 towards the shipping. And it was heavy. That one cost a good $27 Canadian to ship. So even though there's exchange on the $25 that they spent on shipping, that's going towards the packing materials because it took a little bit of extra stuff to make it safe for its journey to, I think, Colorado is where that one ended up going. And finally, the last thing that sold was probably one of the smallest little things I've sold in a long time. After one of the biggest and heaviest, here's the smallest. It's the Blue Mountain Pottery Yellow Fox. Now, it was just 3 inches high. I had listed it originally with 2 other items, a bear and an owl, I think. But a person messaged me, and they just wanted the fox. So I changed up the listing a bit, took away the other pictures, and made the listing just about the fox. As you can see, it said fox only. So sold that for $8 with $8 for shipping. I found out they only lived about 5 hours away from me, so it wasn't going to cost very much to ship at all. So sold it to them for $8 with 8 shipping, and maybe made a few dollars profit on that because that one cost me about 50 cents to in a box lot from the box lot sale about 3 weeks ago. So good to see something that's only been in the store for a few weeks sell finally, as opposed to all the stuff that's been sitting there and sitting there and sitting there for months and months at a time. Excuse me for 1 second. Itchy nose, going to kiss a fool. All right, so I have been remiss, though. I keep forgetting to tell you about a couple of sales that I did make in the last 3 weeks or so that were not on eBay. I actually sold 2 items on Facebook Marketplace. One of them I'm sure I told you about, or I showed you, I know I showed you in a previous video. It was the great big huge Bell & Howell projector, the very old 1960s, 70s 8mm film projector that I picked up for $10 Canadian, which is $8 US at the local Goodwill. I think it was a Goodwill, maybe Value Village. But anyhow, I sold that on Facebook Marketplace for $35 Canadian. So the person came right to the house and picked it up. So that was great. No shipping involved. So good $25 profit on that one. And then also I had an oversized 26-inch long Winnie the Pooh stuffed animal. Big, huge Winnie the Pooh doll. And this one I delivered because it was on my way while I was heading out to doing my shipping a few weeks ago. And it was funny because the person was, a Facebook Marketplace is local. You would think it's going to be somebody in your immediate area, but this one was a good 30 miles outside of my immediate area. So I wasn't sure how they, first of all, found out about it. But then I walked into her front door when she invited me in the doorway when I delivered Winnie the Pooh. And this lady had hundreds and hundreds of Winnie the Poohs all over her house. And the one I sold her was getting added to the collection. So I sold that for $25 Canadian. It cost me $5 at the Value Village. And so, yeah, between the two items, again, $15 total cost. I made $55 return. So that's not bad. I'll take that. That's Facebook Marketplace at its best with no issues. And the person that bought the projector and I, we were back and forth for a couple of weeks trying to figure out timing, but he really, really wanted it and it worked out pretty well. So yeah, so that's what's sold. So that's what's sold on eBay and Facebook Marketplace in the past 7 days. Again, not bad. 8 items in 6 days. December has started off. Today is the 5th that I am recording this, the night of the 5th, heading into the 6th, and 6 items so far since December 1st. So 1 per day is what I'm hoping for on the average. And the profit margin pretty good on most of them anyhow. Okay. So what I want to do now is update you on something that I talked about in the last video. And if you haven't seen it, I'll give you a little bit of background right now. I had picked up a box of items at an online auction, and we unboxed them on the last video. And do you remember I showed you these candle holders, the pair of them with the cherubs, and how I thought that they were probably one of the really good finds because they were a Unter Weissbach brand out of East Germany on the bottom, as you can see. Really, really well done and beautiful pieces. And I said I saw that the one arm's been repaired. Looks like it snapped off. Well, after closer inspection, these are going in the garbage because the entire base of this one has been, this one here, all straight across here, all the way around, is a repair. So it's been snapped in half. The bottom has been snapped off of that one. And on this one, the cherub has been snapped off at some point because there is a repair right here all the way along and around the base of what the cherub is sitting on the corner there. So these are pretty nice. I said garbage, but you know what? I may throw them in next spring's garage sale for $1 for the pair. I mean, you look at them from afar, they're pretty cute, but don't look at them up close because you'll see the repairs there. I'll show you right there. See that big crack and the repairs all the way around? Yeah. So that's not going to be the big find out of last week's online auction. The big find out of last week's online auction is that the platter, and the Montbijou platter from Prussia. It's getting a lot of traction, a lot of views, and some watchers. And it's online for $54 now, I think. $54.99 is what I have it at now. I think I dropped the price a little bit, but yeah, that's going to be the big find off of my $6 online purchase. So I thought I'd just update you on the candlesticks and let you know that they aren't what I thought they were, which is what happens when you do the research, right? And again, the online auction is a blind auction. You see pictures of them, but you don't see the stuff in person until you go to pick it up after you've already bought it and paid for it. So you take your chances. You take your shot, you take your chances. All right, moving on. Found something in my box lot pile that's not a very big pile anymore. I've been getting through it pretty well, and I wanted to show you these because of the reason how I got them. Anyhow, this is one of them. Not super popular anymore. I know that. Everybody knows that. If you're any kind of thrifter with any kind of sense at all, you know the Norman Rockwell plates are a hard sell. They're not worth very much unless they're a very, very special one. Maybe $5 to $10 if you're lucky. If you've got a couple that are in a set together, you might get $20 for 4 of them, or $25 to $30 if you're lucky, if they're really, really desirable. But those plates, they're the big ones, 10.5 inches across. I got 9 of them. 3 of them were part of a 4-part set. So I've got 3 of the 4 for the set. And other ones, a couple of them go together and that kind of thing. So I'll be able to sell them here and there. I got all 9 plates for $1 total. Not $1 each, $1 total for all 9 plates, because nobody wanted them because they're a hard sell. So I took a shot, and in looking up some of them, there's 3 of the 9 that I'm going to sell individually, and they could go in the $10 to $15 range. Then there's a few more that'll be sold as pairs, and they are going to be in the $15 to $20 range for the pair. So this $1 on 9 plates, they may sit for a while. These are going to be long term, I'm pretty sure, because there's a lot of them out there. I think it was, you do a search on eBay for Norman Rockwell plates, and I think it's 8,500 items, and only about 500 have sold in the past 90 days. So not the greatest sell-through rate on Norman Rockwell plates, but you put the right ones up there and put the right price on them, and hopefully something will happen with them. So I just thought I'd pass that along. I got 9 of them for $1 total. So what's that? 11 cents each. I'll let you know if and when those Norman Rockwell plates sell this coming year. And it could take up to a year for some of them, probably. Okay, up next, I decided to go out thrifting the other day. I've been doing most of my stuff at auctions, as you know, if you follow along here at all. But I had to go to the local U-Haul because I get my newsprint at the U-Haul. They got pretty good prices. It's $15 Canadian for 200 sheets of clean newsprint, which I use for padding and stuffing the voids around my bubble wrapped ceramic items. So 200 sheets for $15, that's about 7.5 cents a sheet. You use 3 or 4 sheets in a package, and it's good to go, and it's very well protected. So I was off at the U-Haul. Well, just so happens that right across the street from the U-Haul in St. Catharines is a Goodwill, which I hadn't been to for a very long time. So I went in, lots of Christmas stuff out still, being the first week of December, which I wasn't going to get into and try to resell quickly. But looked around, not a lot of stuff that really caught my eye. And again, prices are on their way up, if not up already in many Goodwills across North America. But then as I was getting ready to leave, I checked an area that I always check near the end, and that is the plush section. The stuffed animals and stuffed toys. And I've had some good luck with plushes. You remember I had a few things that have sold over the past 6 months or so. Actually, by the way, this is the 6-month anniversary this week of my YouTube channel and the beginning of this entire adventure. So it's been quite a ride. But anyhow, I digress. I found a couple of plushes that I figured I'd pick up and see if I can turn them around very quickly, because it is heading into Christmas here. See if I can sell them in the next week or so and get them off to somebody in time for Christmas. He's nice and clean, this guy. If you have children or grandchildren at all, you know what show this is from. This is Paw Patrol, of course. This is Chase, the police officer. And it took me a while to figure out that Chase, police chase. Okay, so anyhow, Chase here cost me $3 Canadian. It's about $2.25 US. But then when I got him home, I realized, wait a minute, he's got the floppy legs. So they flop out to the sides when you're trying to put them somewhere. But the bottom's not flat. It's rounded. So I don't know how Chase is going to sit up on a bed or on a dresser or somewhere. I suspect he's going to have to be stuck between some other stuffed animals. As you can see, he's got a rounded bottom. And with the legs flopping the way they do, he doesn't sit up very well. Trust me, I've tried. So, I don't know. I'll put him up there. He's probably going to be in the $15 to $20 range. A couple bucks for shipping because he's so big, although he will squish up nicely into an envelope or a smaller box. So, anyhow, that's one of them. $3, that one cost me. Then there's this fella here. This is Hunter. It's right in the tag. That's what I was looking at. I wasn't looking at his anyhow. Hunter is, as you can see, a Wells Fargo branded stuffed horse plush with the removable blanket. Great shape, great condition. This guy cost me $2 only. Now it's too bad that Hunter is not got the original tags anymore, because Hunter was a special release for the 2018, I believe, Tournament of Roses parade. So the ones that have the original tag on him are selling in the $45 to $60 range. So it's unfortunate the tags aren't there, but he's in great shape with the blanket and the branding, and the butt tag is still intact. So I still think he's going to be in the $20 to $25 range plus shipping. And again, he's got little looser legs. He does stand up a little bit. So, but yeah, he's more of a, he'll rest on a dresser like that, I'm sure. The legs splayed out like that. So yeah, that was a great find. $2 Canadian. That's pretty good. And hoping to get anywhere around $20 US return for that one. And they will be up on the store tonight, because I want to get them out there and hopefully somebody will pick them up in time for Christmas. By the way, when I was looking at Hunter and deciding whether to use him in the thumbnail for this video, if you've seen the thumbnail, he's the one that's in it. I for some reason I just looked up my videos before I started recording today, and the items that I use as my thumbnail picture, as Hunter is today, this is my 29th video. This is funny. 29th video. 2 of them had pictures of a pile or a haul. So 27 videos now have a picture of me holding an item in them. 21 of those 27 items are still in my possession in 6 months. And only 6 of them have sold, and 1 of them was sold on Facebook Marketplace. So I don't know if it's the curse of the thumbnail. Hunter's going to be the breaker of the curse of the thumbnail, because it just seems that every item that I put in my thumbnail hasn't been selling. So I got to make sure to keep in mind also, don't put the very expensive things in my thumbnail anymore. So anyhow, just a little bit of fun. I found that funny when I looked through my videos. I'm like, oh, I still have that. I still have that. I still have that. Oh my God, 21 out of 27 items are still on my storage shelves that I used in the thumbnails of my videos so far here on the channel. So anyhow, I'm just in a silly mood today. Maybe it's the 8 sales in 7 days that have got me giddy. I don't know. How have your sales been? Leave a comment below on if you made a great weekend out of the Cyber Monday stuff. And if you had lots of sales, was it because you had a special on in your store? That's what my question is for you today, for comments below. And by the way, if you did like this video, please hit the thumbs up down below. It really does help give the video some traction for people who are looking for this kind of subject about thrifting and eBay reselling and that kind of stuff. And if you really want to follow along on the journey, which over 100 of you already are, thank you very much, please hit the subscribe button down below, and then make sure to hit the bell to be notified every time a new episode is uploaded. And that is weekly. Almost weekly. Only twice. Come on. Anyhow, I hope you have a great week coming up and a great weekend with your thrifting and your reselling. And I will see you very soon on another episode of M Cubed. Cheers.